Hello, everybody. Oh my goodness. Let me get my druthers together. It's so bright today. I haven't even done my let me fix my hair. And then we'll get to work. That's a little better. Good day, everyone. I'm shooting from a weird angle today. I don't know why, but I am me. I am RJ City. It has not only gotten dark, but it's after gotten dark. But not light yet. It's certainly dark. And this is after. Why am I so I feel like the camera is high and shooting down. My hair is all frazzled today. I don't know what's going on. Welcome to City After Dark. Nevertheless, I have a Limerick. Like, I want to show everyone. I think I really cut the perfect lemon here. I mean, I don't want to come out and gasconade about how well I can dice citrus fruits, but this is perhaps one of my better works. I would like to take a moment to say hello to everyone in the chat. Bill is here. He said, good evening, RJ in the lounge. An even better evening after the bump today. A little program I was on this morning. The bump was an amazing, fun show. Huge congrats, RJ. Bill is perhaps more excited than even I am, because I just talked about the same shit. You must have watched it, everybody, and been like, he does the same shit all the time. Why? So it's on a different channel. What's the big deal? Also, I want to point out how much this lemon looks like the emoji. That's what a beautiful fucking job I did today. Bill said he paid the tax for Karen if she's not here, but she is, and she says, I want to pop in to say good morning, everyone, and pay my tax, which is exactly what you did, Karen. I'm at Sydney right now. Enjoy rest for your day. I think she means enjoy the rest of your day. See you soon. I hope everything is going relatively well in your neck of the woods, in your neck of your continent. Missy says, evening. Marvin says, you were gold this morning on the bump. I aimed for bronze. So to have gold makes me feel like I overshot it. So thank you, and I enjoy all your medals, and I hope they're well polished. Demaria says, hey. Ty said, hello there, Mr. RJ City. Sorry, say hello to you, Ty. Dave said, is this the bumpier bump? This has a lot of bumps in the road, emotionally speaking. But it's well hydrated nonetheless. Ty said, hello, fellow cult friend. Bill said, hey, Missy and Ty. Nails said, watch the ads for RJ. Thank you. Also, Nails, I'm going to thank her again, is really a gift machine. She gives so many. Look her up, Nails in New York, on Tinner, the website that publishes all the gifts to Twitter. I would say at this point, 85% of all the gifts you see of me on Twitter come directly from Ty's handiwork. Sabrina is here. Nails is here. Blue Meanie is here, and he said, good evening, all, and the bluest of evenings to you. Blue moon, I saw you standing alone. Sean said, good evening, everybody. Hi, RJ. Marvin said it was even better that Evan fully participated with your shtick on the bump. Evan was great. We discussed it briefly beforehand. I was like, okay. He threw out Peter Falk, and I was like, we're good to go. This man is speaking my language. He did a fantastic job. I can't speak for anyone else. SM said I had a good strategy for the mock draft. I also picked both champions. And then some misinformed wrestling fans don't understand that mock draft means fake draft. So they thought it was real, and they got very upset. And they're like, how could two champions be on the same show? It makes no sense. I'm like, I took it. If you had the opportunity, you would take it. You sort it out next week. Same bat time, same back channel. That's how it works. Bill said he's always over-enjoyed. Marvin said, good evening, everyone. And Meanie, also known as the mud flap of retribution. He is flapping and he is muddied. Andrea said, good evening again. Well, not tonight. For the first time, you're saying good evening to me this evening. Good evening to you again would be like if you said it to me twice tonight. If you called me up at 11:30 and said good evening. Dave said, why can't presidential debates end like wrestling debates? What, when someone tips over the podium, they're like, oh, hold me back. That's why they have the plexiglass. So she doesn't take a swing at him. I watched it for about a little less than an hour, and then I had to get ready and so on and so forth. Once they got into foreign policy, I was out. And then I realized how little I know about foreign policy. And then I thought, gee, if I ever run for office, I should keep it at the local level so I don't get hit with any foreign policy questions during the debate. Do you ever think about that? You go like, if I run, you're sitting, you're watching them, and you're like, well, what would happen if I was doing this? Carla said, thank you so much, RJ, for giving us quality entertainment in the face of silly politics and the vice presidential debate. That's the thing, is that the politics stuff is stupid, and they're like, it blends in with entertainment. I was like, it's not that fucking entertaining. It's just ludicrous at this point. No one is witty. Arafafafras and San said, I am in New Zealand, and funnily enough, we're not even part of a continent. P.S. You look fab. Well, this won't be even incontinental then. Intercontinental. Incontinental would be if I had difficulty peeing. Right. Intercontinentally speaking, even though you don't have one, you could, just for this evening, I've adopted you in my continent. Dear Lord, welcome to North America. So Kari said, I'm only 2 minutes late. This must be a record. I think so. Ty said, Demarius, everyone's just saying hello. This is a real cocktail party. SM said, need to report that I have failed to keep the house next door to me vacant. Online listing says now pending. Not looking forward to the new neighbors, especially if they have kids. Speaking of keeping people out of houses, the best way to do it is to hire a ghost. And you can watch me and Jessamine Duke and Mia Yim and Charlie and Shayna Baszler on an upcoming episode play Phasmophobia, the ghost hunting game. And I have issues with the game. It's very like serious and nerdy. It's like, make sure you have your flashlight. I have $20. Should I buy a lighter or should I buy a book? I'm like, can we get to the fucking ghost? Can a ghost just rip my fucking head off? You're making me wait so long. It's ridiculous. Sorry. Dave said, was B. Arthur drafted to Raw? I decided to keep B out of my code names for the bump because in my mind, no one was her equivalent. Nell said, I think I was more excited than anyone who's ever watched the bump ever to watch the bump today. Well, you know, Kang Jung is an affable guy. Andrea said, oh, that's nothing compared to NFL draft Twitter. I can imagine. I've seen men get upset on planes. I had a friend that I flew with once. I always had a pencil in his hat and walked around with the program, whatever the shit is. It's ridiculous. And the other thing is, if it's a fantasy draft, take a walk with it. Draft a couple dragons. It's a fantasy. Maybe a knight can be the quarterback. That would be fun. Use your imagination. Neil said, you look fabulous tonight, RJ. Thank you. Tabby said, hello to all the baby faces. Dave said, RJ, what would your retribution name be? I've said it before. My name would be Resentment. And in many ways, it is. Blue Meanie said, Peter Falk was great in the wrestling movie All the Marbles. I have not seen that. I have to add it to my list. Speaking of, I finished my WrestleFest quest for the Royal Rumble in that I failed with everybody. So tomorrow will be a new episode of me and Jessamine Duke playing Serious Sam 4. And then after that, Friday, even though my Key to the City and Condo of Charisma members will get it early access on Thursday, is an episode of the Hollywood Squared Circle where I will cover the wrestling episode of Mama's Family. And I assure you from the bottom of my heart is the worst fucking episode I've ever seen. Tabby said, maybe the debate should have had the dog collar match. I only want to put a collar on one of these people, to be honest. Sabrina has an emoji of 2 cats in boxes in different ways. Blue Meanie said, RJ could debate foreign object policies. Here's a question for you, Blue Meanie, and then I'll give you my answer. What is the weirdest thing you've used have you ever faked an object as a foreign object? We were hard up for brass knuckles once. So we took a potato chip bag, turned it inside out. So it looks like the aluminum, like the shiny silver, and then folded it up like that, and then put tape around it, white tape, and then left a little bit showing so it looked like metal. That's what we used as brass knuckles. And then you spin the tape and it makes like this little loop. And I put it in my trunks, which was obscenely uncomfortable. Bill said, so who on your list of Hollywood legends today on the bump did you want to see drafted but just missed the cut? By that much. Let me see if I have the list. I might have deleted it. You know what? I already deleted it. That's a shame. Who else did I put on there? Oh, Sammy Davis Jr. For sure we never got to, which is a shame. I can't say who that was, quite frankly, because I don't remember. Simon says good evening, and good evening to you. Simon Dave said, should naked celebrities be used more for education to the public? Dave was nice enough to alert me to this. Oh, look at this. Look at this. That's dreadful. That's embarrassing. That's not very professional at all. Can I? Yeah, it's better. Back in business. Dave was nice enough to alert me to that commercial with the celebrities and, we're all naked for voting or something. Not only does it have Mark Ruffalo in it, which is a disgrace, and he looks just as disgusting naked as he does clothed. Also has Sarah Silverman, who David tried to set me up with once, and she never answered me back. I blame David. He's not a wingman. He was just water on my wings, and it sunk me down. It's a real Icarus scenario there. Nail said, are we adopted or incontinent? I'm so few. We adopt each other's incontinence. Ephemerianism says, that pronunciation killed me. It's Sapphire Marie backwards. And I'll be sure to let my parents know they can finally get rid of me at age 30. There's no rush. Where are you going to go? Look around you. Everything is shit. Stay where you're at. Love your parents. But you still don't tell me how to, pronounce it. Bill wants to know if Sandy Duncan was in that All the Marbles movie too. Sean said, hashtag stop or Keith Lee will shoot. Because when I look at Keith Lee, I think it was Stel Getty. Ty said, Jessamine Duke, Mia Yim, Charlie, and Shayna Baszler. Charlie doesn't get a full name. Her streaming name is Charlie Girl. And I feel weird calling her Charlie Girl because it sounds like I'm like hitting on her like, hey, Charlie Girl. It's weird. So I'm just like, and Charlie. Like if Jessamine's like streaming name was Jessie Baby, I would call her just Jessamine because that's weird. Hey, Charlie. Hey there, Charlie Girl. Remind me, please, Sunday, I'll sing Georgie Girl forever. I'll sing Georgie Girl for all the kids because it's playing on the radio right now. Tabby said, no way do men ever get upset over a draft. They're the logical, non-emotional sex. Everyone got so mad. Also, not only were people mad at the mock draft, but there were also people who thought this was the actual draft. And they're like, I can't believe they split the New Day up. But, oh Lord, I dropped my cigar. But to be fair, the person who got most pissed was Xavier Woods. He was not expecting it at all. Ty said, draft a couple dragons. Oh, look, I missed so much in the chat. Nail said, some of my favorite tweets I saw today were RJ City broke up the New Day and Mermania is running wild. It hasn't stopped since 1942, whatever the hell that was. Sean said, what would you name your fantasy football team? I call them the Fighting Guys. Angela said, my retribution name is Chair Rail because it was the first thing that came to mind. Chair Rail. Chair Rail. Chair Rail. I don't get it. Ginger Ale. My name would be Schweppes. And I'd be the fun one. Courtney said, I love the wrestling episode of Mama's Family. Ooh, and there's a bee emoji. Hint, hint. The wrestling in it is terrible. Sabrina's trying to stay awake. Get it together. Speaking of, Matt Camp is here. I deleted what? What did I delete? Matt was the draft analyst / weatherman on the bump today. Welcome to my idiocy. Same references, just a little more cleavage. Marvin said, which random overstock merch did you select as your payout from WWE for the bump today? I got a foam urn. A nice big foam cutout urn. Marvin said, I would have went for the tugboat hat. They should have really mass-produced the shit out of tugboat hats because every kid in my school wanted one. They were like, I want to be tugboat for Halloween, but I don't have the hat. It'd probably be hard to get one. You have to go to like an Army, Navy, Marine surplus store. I just wanted to Nail said, fuck Mark Ruffalo. I agree. Sean said, so you're saying Sarah Silverman is your Marissa Tomei? No, because if George Costanza was actually close, I wasn't on the same continent. Marvin said, wait, you were almost Eskimo brothers with Jimmy Kimmel? First of all, I don't know if that's the term we use anymore. Let's call them bosom buddies. I'm bosom buddies with Alan Cummings. This is pretty good. I won't tell you who the link is. Dave said, I thought Joyce DeWitt would do well on Raw. Personally, her versus Asuka would be fun. I'd say that there'll be a lot of door knocking. SM said, been annoying my sister all week with songs from Greece. Insert John Travolta emoji here. Yeah, it's a fun song, man. It's fun. I actually watched clips of him from Welcome Back, Kotter, and then I started watching Gabe Kaplan's stand-up through the years. So I have a lot of time on my hands. Neil said, Matt Camp and his fake clip-on real tie is here. Irafasiman says you can pronounce her name as Pass Iram. That's not the way I'm doing it. So don't you like giant emoji? Marvin said, Matt Camp, you did a great job at whatever it was your role was in the mock draft today. A lot of putting his hands together and a lot of let's walk over here. Ty said, that Mia's streaming name is It's Me, SYB. I'm not going to say that out loud. That's weird. Blue Meanie said, I was tag partners with Jim Neidhart in Memphis. One night he was wrestling Reckless Youth. I told him I would run in and toss him a foreign object and he'd get schoolboyed before picking it up. Unbeknownst to him, I ran out and threw him a rubber chicken. His reaction before the schoolboy was priceless. That is amazing. Nail said, to be honest, Xavier's face from the first pick was brilliant. I have a secondhand story from a guy who worked out with Jim Neidhart. They did benching back in the day. They were like, let's bench. Okay. So Jim, no warm up, puts 3 plates on each side. Boom, 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 boom. Racks the weight, walks completely away, totally outside. So my friend's like, fuck. Okay, I'm going to do my set. So he does his. He finishes. Then a couple minutes later, Jim comes back in, puts 4 plates on. Boom, 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 boom. Leaves. My friend's like, okay, I'm going to do mine and whatever. Jim realized that his rest period was enough time to allow for a cigarette. So he would go outside and smoke between sets. That's an unnatural human. He was a freak in the best way possible. The Matt Cam said, my role was just not to corpse at RJ, and I say, you succeeded. You may have had the Jimmy legs behind the podium, but no one could tell. And you did a wonderful walk. Let's go over here. Let's look at the board. You should keep that board all the time. Can always look at it. Ty said, hello there, Matt Camp. Look at this, how popular guy he is now. Guy, you're giving you the City After Dark rub. Tabby said, my retribution name is Tickles. I bet. Nell said, Matt, you failed a couple times. No, he was serious. And he was really the Walter Cronkite of it all. SM said, Schweppes. Andrea said, chair rail is some interior decorating bullshit I learned when I watched Trading Spaces. I love that show. I think her name was Paige. Dave said, did RJ earn another WWE appearance? Did I earn the first 3? 4? I think I just happened to show up. If the door is open a crack, the wacky neighbor down the hall is sure to find a way. Sabrina said, did RJ just tell me to get together? Yes, I did. Jordan Patrick said, good evening, darling. Bill said, hey, Jordan. Marvin said, Matt Camp is the man. Nell said, I love you. Sean said, oh my God, get after internet detectives. Alan Cummings is the clue. Ooh, Sabrina said Limerick time. I just put this in the wrong way, which I did one for the lit cigar. That's another story. I was in Rome and I was so young. Ooh, okay. A very bad girl in Madrid. I can't say that one. Nope. Not going to be monetized if I say that one. Moving on. There was a young man from Maine whose prick was as strong as a cane. It was almost as long, so he strolled with his dong extended in sunshine and rain. Speaking of your weather report, maybe, Matt, next time you could do that when you do the weather. There was a young girl from Medina. There we go. See, you got to look at the second line and figure out how to pronounce it first. There was a young girl from Medina who completely controlled her vagina. I can't say this one. Nope. There's words in these that I can't say.
There was a young soldier from Munich whose penis hung down past his tunic, and their chops girls would lick when they thought of his prick, but alas, he was only a eunuch, which is a really, that's another term we don't use anymore. That was a bad page. There was only 2 usable on that page, and one of them was useless. Danny wants to know, Bill said, who would have been John Travolta on the draft? Maybe Nicolas Cage. Marvin said, the love Xavier Woods has for you is real, and you split his team up. What a heel move. I was under direct orders from the USA Network. Dave said, Matt Camp did the WrestleMania 4 Vanna White role. Matt Camp has turned some letters in his day. Val said, have I missed any limericks? Well, not those, because they were horrible. SM said, no limericks yet. Oh, gee, okay, whatever, we're all caught up. Dave said, do you have any I was young and I needed the money stories? Yeah, I did a couple, and now this sounds way worse, but I did a couple of really, really, really shit movies. They're not like whatever. They were just bad. I don't even know the names of them. I don't even know if they came out. I didn't do anything in them. I mainly just stood there. One, I was the bouncer of a bar. I just fucking stood there like an idiot. And I needed the experience because he sure as shit wasn't that much money. Bill said, so Matt, if you were to draft RJ, would it be the Raw or SmackDown? I'm signed to the AWA. Let's keep it that way. Neil said, we were doing so well this book too. Sean, I know, that was terrible. Sean said, to be honest, we knew it was going where it started with Munich and Tunic. I know. I hate when the rhyme is so obvious. Aaron says, I can't believe you would do Xavier like that when he laughed at your Rings of Saturn joke. He brings that up all the time and he doesn't tell it correctly. And next time he brings it up on camera, I'm going to have to correct him and tell it myself. Ty said, someone needs to send him a new Limerick book. It looks like we're almost... No, we're not even halfway through, Ty. I think we got at least a couple weeks. Matt said, I would draft him to Tuesday Night Titans. There you have it. And maybe, perhaps Matt could be my lordship. We need a lot of suits. Neil said, oh my God, Aaron, not the Rings of Saturn joke. Ty said, shit movies, a.k.a. porn. Honestly, I would probably have, like, at least I got a good story out of it. These were just shit movies and nothing happened and they were just a waste. They were just bad. Blumini said, what would the name be of your AWA team challenge series be? Obviously, the Citizens. The Citizens. I think that would be the best. Or maybe the Block Party. The City Block Party. Country Mouse and City Mouse. Bill said, Matt, smart move. RJ versus Heenan would be priceless. Neil said, so are you going to replace Renee Young? No, I'm good. I'm coming after Tom Snyder's job. Neil said, wake up, Sabrina. Dave said, hope those shit movies at least had decent catering. We had to beg. Oh, we were at the bottom. Val said, Matt Camp was flailing about like Kermit on the bum today, but I laughed. It was so fun. Yay! It was great. Ty said, you hear the new, you know you're getting old when you see Kermit like on TV now, and you're like, that's not the same motherfucker that used to do. I've been through like 3 Kermits in my lifetime. Jim Henson. Then there was another guy. Now there's another guy. And it's throwing me the fuck off because it sounds like Kermit if you've really never listened to Kermit before. Same thing with Fozzie, which of course was Frank Oz. Miss Piggy, a Big Bird, obviously. You know, some of them, they do okay. Whoever's doing Gonzo is doing a great job. But I can't open my heart to this Kermit. Do you know what I'm saying? Something's off. It's a simulacra of Kermit's. Andrea says my AWA team challenge series name should be the City Council. I like it, and I want to call our meeting to order before we wrestle. Tabby said, I just missed a whole bunch because of internet connection issues. Fun fact, Tabby, you ain't missed shit. This is just the usual ramblings, musings. Neil said, speaking of the new book, is Panties Le Grandma here? I always say Pantyless Grandma because it sounds a lot better. Sabrina wants more limericks. I'm going to get them. Dave said, which Muppet is underrated the most? I think I bring this Muppet up every time. Sam, the American Eagle. It's one of my favorites. Sam, the American Eagle. New Zealand, I think he threw fish. And by far, the Muppet who deserves the most scrutiny, and it's just like, wow, is Marvin Suggs and his Muppaphones, because he was decidedly abusive to these Muppaphones. Not only mistreated them, but physically abused them. And now, as an adult, it's uncomfortable to watch. Val said, "Oh, I'm going to go to our local museum next month. They have a big Jim Henson exhibit." Which museum is this? Is it the one in Queens, the Museum of the Moving Image? Because I almost went and then I didn't, and now it's terrible. SM said, "Is there one Kermit a decade?" No, it's been longer than that. Jim had a decent run. Andrew said, "I think this is a debate-related viewership decline." Yeah, this isn't sweeps week. When it is, though, we're going to have Ken Jeong on the show. Actually, I would also like to point out, speaking of Ken, who seems like a sweet person in my dealings with him, his judge on his singing show there, Cheryl Hines, started following me on Instagram. So my life, that's good old-fashioned political humor. That's sticking it to the man, Tabby. Bill said, "The new Kermit is so horrible. I tweeted a new video of his, and it is so horrible." Aaron said, "So what Muppet did everyone have a crush on growing up?" I loved Wayne and Wanda because they were basically a parody of Lawrence Welk. And Sam would always introduce them, and they would try to come out and sing, and they'd say, "I think that I should never see a poem lovely as a tree," and then like the set tree would fall on them. That was my favorite, and I wish there was a big supercut of them out there. SM said, "Can't open your heart to the new Kermit," just like when they replaced Steve on Blue's Clues. It was never the same after that, and yes, I have abandonment issues because of that. At least they changed his name. Imagine if they're like, "I'm still Steve. I'm wearing the same outfit." They changed the colors. They changed the name. I get that. I almost met the original Steve when we did the Splat-A-Lot web series, Smash-A-Lot, like last year or 2 years ago. Jesus. They were shooting the new Blue's Clues down the hall, and the original Steve is a producer. It's good for him. And I tried to run into him at lunch, but I missed him. Ty said, "I didn't watch Muppet things as a child. I didn't watch anything child-related as a child." Hey, here's a fun question. Are we going to call out Rugrats for being a ripoff of Muppet Babies? Is it time yet? Because I'm ready. Neil said, "RJ, who from the Citizens would you draft to Sundays, and who would you draft to Mondays?" I think David Arquette's stories are often better for After Dark. I think they launch us into the kind of discussions I wanted to have on this program. So I would say him. As a morning, there's a lot of people. Who would I draft, though? I feel like everyone here is usually often coffee people, too. So I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that. Tabby said, "Who crawled up Kermit's ass and died?" Not going to touch it. Nail said, "I meant Wednesday. Christ, have a drink." I understood what you were talking about, so maybe I'm just as drunk, and I will have a drink. If you've never seen Steve's story he told at the Moth, it's awesome. I will have to look it up. Here's to Steve. Dave said, "Muppet Babies was the shit. I watched it every day. That bitch nanny never picked up or hugged any of them. And that's how a Muppet baby should be raised." Nail said, "Wait, there's more Smash-A-Lot, Spam-A-Lot videos out there?" Well, I don't know if you know this. You can YouTube Smash-A-Lot. We did a web series, so obviously Splat-A-Lot was a TV show with the big castle, and then the government made them take it down because it was abandoned, and they decided to make a web series about knocking over the castle. So Gildor and Jason Agnew hosted it. The whole thing's on YouTube. I think there's either 6 or no, there's 12 episodes. There's either 6 or 12. They can't be 12. That doesn't make any sense. There's too many. Whatever. They're out there. Smash-A-Lot. Go enjoy. A dear friend I love wrote it, and then they let me change whatever lines I want, and you will obviously know what lines those are. Dave's Carla said, "RJ speaks truth to power. Muppet Babies was far superior." Ty said, "Smash-A-Lot." That's totally the name of the porn. That was not the porn that I was referring to earlier. Bill said, "Wayne and Wanda was so cute. They never finished a song ever." Chris needs some water and some hand sanitizer and a monkey. Ty wants to be drafted to Wednesdays. Well, you hear already. Ty said, "Muppet Babies was definitely a better show. Rugrats was way too adult for little kids." Yeah, but whatever. But that was Nickelodeon. Those were the times. Kirk Fogg's shorts on Legend of the Hidden Temple were very short, too. I wasn't complaining. Andrea with a lovely mint tribute, just because I think you're feeling guilty because of the debate viewership dip. I would love to know, this debate is supposed to be over soon. It's supposed to end at like 10:30. It's supposed to be 90 minutes. But I don't know. Let's see what happens when it ends. Dave said, prop comics are a dying breed, aren't they? I'll say. You sure have the right idea. More limericks. Another limerick. There was a young lady. Oh, Jesus. There was a young lady of Natchez who chanced to be born with two snatches. And she often said, shit, why I'd give either tit for a man with equipment that matches. There's a good one. It weaves in and out of filth. And then you're like, that's sweet. And isn't that what we're looking for, you know? Someone who makes up for the weird things we have in life. Someone who's neurotic, someone who's calm. Someone who's passive, someone who's perhaps a little more certain. Someone who's loud, someone who's quiet. I will say this while we're confessing things, it's just me. In addition to, after the failure of Sarah Silverman, David tried to set me up with a variety of famous women. And one that certainly could have happened, but then we entered these unprecedented times, was Kristen Chenoweth. And I just remember thinking, oh no, this can't happen, because only one person in a relationship should sing. There should really only be one singer. If there's two singers, it's not going to go so well. Like Mark Anthony and J-Lo, you know what I mean? Danny said, Rugrats slander will not be tolerated. I called it out. You go watch Muppet Babies and tell me what you think. Nell said, oh, I watched these. I thought there was more when you said 2 years ago. No, sorry, Nails. Tabby said, I can't be drafted to Sundays because I refuse to wake up that early, and I'd have to ask out of my contract so I can go to the Blue Meanie Dynamite. His Dynamite is very blue. Sean said, I didn't watch Muppet Babies or Rugrats. I was a Disney kid at that point. Aladdin, Timon, and Pumbaa, who had their own spin-off cartoon. And then, do you remember Return of Jafar went straight to VHS? And Rob Moon was like, oh, look, he's a genie now. Sean said, I didn't watch Muppet Babies or Rugrats. Oh, I literally just read this comment. SM said, I'd be afraid to Google Smash-A-Lot in fear of getting results that are of an adult nature. SM, it's just a little CBD. It happens. Missy said, looks like I will be paying $5 for the Muppet Babies theme song on Sunday. Oh, I haven't sung that one in a while. Neil said, Danny, you're in the cult. You hate Rugrats now. Rugrats and Mark Ruffalo. Marvin said, Rugrats was okay, but it was no Doug. Doug had really, really a lot of heart and was dealing with a lot. The same way that, like, the Wonder Years was. Ty said, listen, Doug wasn't even a good show. Maybe not brand spanking new Doug, but the original was good. Bill said, Muppet Babies were better with the actual Muppets instead of the cartoon. I don't know why they ever switched up, because it's cheaper. Brodzilla said, will WB come to the senses and offer you a contract? How many times do you need to steal the show? Well, Brodzilla, you spelled steal incorrectly. It's S-T-E-A-L. Unless you're saying that I was the fortified metal of the program. In which case, thank you. And everyone, go follow Brodzilla's YouTube channel. He does delightful interviews with hip and happening people in wrestling today. Nail said, more Ricky Lakes for Danny. Quick, she's thinking for herself. Tabby said, it's going to end. It's not going to end until Mike Pence stops talking. So Saturday at noon. She keeps saying she obviously planned for the interruptions. And he keeps doing the same interrupting shit, just in like a monotone voice. You know what I mean? So it's, I guess, less threatening, but it's just as rude. Tabby said, I think it's... why do I keep reading the same comments? Danny said, first Rugrats slander and now Doug slander. I can't. Oh, Mr. Bluff. Dave said, always love a good limerick with the word snatch in it. Very rhymable. Bill said, so with this, was there ever a movie that you were looking forward to seeing that you didn't really like but would like to remake to make it better? Well, I was actually just talking about this. I had a lot of issues with every Jurassic Park movie after the original. I think the original is perhaps, in terms of like blockbuster movie, I'd be hard pressed to find a better one. To me, it's really one of the greatest movies of all time. In a grand scale of what a blockbuster could be, that's the one. The second one is shit. The third one is even worse. And then Jurassic World, I had so much hope. And they seemed like they had the right pieces there, but not quite everything. And then the other one after that, the one where Jeff Goldblum's in it for 3 minutes and they were acting like he stars in the film, that was dreadful. I was angry after that. And then the final film, I think, just got pushed back a year, Dominion or whatever the hell it is. And it's supposed to have everyone, the original cast. And like, we promise, sorry we lied last time. We promise. Val said, somebody who matches and offsets my weirdness is all I'm looking for. Well, join the club, That's all everyone is looking for. Sabrina said, did you like Arthur as a child? No, it was not a wonderful kind of day for me. He was fucking boring. He was he's not someone I would have socialized with. Ty said, Cheno? Are we talking? Oh, this is when I love seeing when everyone realizes Kristen Chenoweth. Val says, what? Nail said, that laugh he tries to hold in is my favorite. Ty said, she's like 4'10". You're way too tall for Kristen Chenoweth. Blue Meanie said, I'd love to hear a promoter say, sorry for the payoff tonight, brother. The house was down because of the debates. Sorry, brother. It's a political crowd. I knew we shouldn't open with the topical stuff. Dave said, I'm trying to pick. My favorite was, I don't think anyone's going to show up. It's a nice day outside. And I went, our competition is the fucking sun? How bad are we? That happens a lot, by the way, especially in the summer if you're in like a cottage town and people would rather get wet in a dirty lake than watch you wrestle. Dave said, I'm trying to picture you taking a celebrity on a date. What activity is proper? Fancy I'm a good hangout guy. I've taken many celebrities on dates before. They've all happened to be male, though. So what are you going to do? David certainly likes going on dates with me. Mario certainly likes going on dates with me. Kevin Nash, we've had nice dates. Bill said, since you 865 now, what? David should have hooked you up with Ruth Buzzy. Ugh. I cut my right arm off for that, just to be hit by her purse. Dave said, did you ever watch Kids Incorporated on Disney Channel? No, I didn't. Why is there a theater that only features little kids singing? Look, sometimes you got to take risks in kids television. Sometimes it doesn't pay off. SM said, I really thought J-Lo and Mark Anthony would last. I saw them interact on the Spanish talk show Christina when he was still married, and their chemistry was so strong. But perhaps, SM, may I hazard it was too strong. Sean said, I'm sorry, but you and Kristen Chenoweth would have never worked. Pretty sure both she and Cheryl from Curb Your Enthusiasm were in RV with Robin Williams, full circle. Well, Cheryl Hines doesn't sing. Andrea said, and can kids be incorporated by law, Dave? That's another question. There's a child star rulings. It's a real tight legal system after Macaulay. Neil said, I don't want RJ fixed up with these people. I'm enjoying his current status. So am I. I'm status quo. But I mean that in the best way. Chris said, are you loud in bed? Only when I'm singing. Dancing in the dark. Brozilla said, it's past my bedtime. Spelling is a tomorrow problem for my teacher, but note taken. You're doing fine. Just nap once in a while. Sabrina said, you leave the damn dinosaurs alone. They dropped the ball. Dave said, I could totally see RJ in a remake of Airplane. I can't, Dave, because I'm not. The reason Airplane worked so well was that most of those actors were serious actors or celebrities. And that's what, like, non-actory people and then straight actors. Like Leslie Nielsen. That was before Leslie Nielsen realized he was funny. He's like, I'm just going to play this straight and see what happens. By the time you get to Naked Gun, he's so aware of what the score is that it's not as fun. It's okay, not as fun. You really have to go see, what was the name of that movie? Airport, whatever. The movie that Airplane ripped off. They basically did it note by note. It's pretty much a straight parody. And I think they even bought the script because it was that close. Bill said, Jurassic Park is everyone's go-to movie when you get the new 50-inch TV because it still looks beautiful. Nail said, oh, damn, I love all the Jurassic Parks. Does this mean I actually like Mark Ruffalo? I'll drink more. I'll be okay. Tabby said, RJ is 100% Team Caillou. I'm Team Pingu, the wonderful French-Canadian claymation penguin that was there. Sabrina said, Jurassic World 3 is going to be fucking amazing. Yeah, just like the first two when not. SM said, rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. I always remember that farting nun scene in Ready to Rumble where they sang Running with the Devil. I play that song on the jukebox of a local taco place that gives people diarrhea. And if I didn't realize that was SM writing that, I could have sworn that was Blue Meanie. It had everything. Van Halen, Ready to Rumble, and diarrhea. Val said Fergie was on Kids Incorporated. Maybe I was reading that. Now sounds familiar. Was it like Zoom but with singing? Blue Meanie said, I had a promoter tell me he tried new advertising strategy by advertising that the show was sold out. You know how the story ends. Standing room only. Everywhere. Marvin said, RJ City is the Shredder to Kevin Nash's Super Shredder. I'm Shredder regular. Andrea said, oh my God, Meanie, that's perfect. Chef's kiss kind of shit. Airport 77. Thank you, Blue Meanie. It was in my head and I was like, are you sure that's it? Bill said, so if you were to take one of the Bushwhackers on a date, who would you take and where would you take them? Well, it'd have to be Luke. He's the only one I've worked. And I've worked him twice. And the last time he was like 67 or 68. And he said, I can only throw left clotheslines because my right arm, quote, doesn't work. And then he was like, wow, give me a move. You want to give me a boss man slam? I'm like, no. He's like, well, what about a spine buster? I'm like, your gut is actually, I would have to give the spine buster like this. I ended up giving him like a jumping flatliner. He took it like a champ. Man, that's a guy who's like hustling. If you go look at his indie matches, there's probably a bunch of good shit that you don't realize he did. Val said, I've never been able to watch Jurassic Park. I've fallen asleep partway through every time. That movie, I'll go back and watch it and go, see, every scene is perfect. Like every scene is like boom, boom, boom. Like there's no lull. And the reason is, really, to me, is because there's no clear love story there. Is Laura Dern fucking Sam Neill? And then Jeff Goldblum gets involved, and like, does Sam Neill want to watch? Are they gonna have kids? Are they not? But they don't. There's no dramatic kiss at the end because they respect the awesomeness of the dinosaurs. And to me, that is incredibly important. And that's what's missing in the new Jurassic World. The first one is like, oh, these kids, their parents are getting divorced, and it's so sad. I'm like, there's dinosaurs out there, which is crazy enough. There's a park full of dinosaurs. And then on top of it, you created a new dinosaur, and it broke free. Shut the fuck up about your parents. Nobody gives a shit. There's a dinosaur on the loose. Sorry, I'm losing it. Jordan said, not Shredder regular, Shredder just. Sabrina said, too many dinosaurs died in the second Jurassic World and not enough humans. Aaron said, Val, I've also never seen all of Jurassic Parks because I'm scared of dinosaurs. If I was scared of dinosaurs, that would not be the film I would watch. I would perhaps watch Old Land Before Time. Marvin said, if not Luke, who's the most random old-timer WWF guy you worked? I knocked the camera. Random. I'm trying to think the word random old-timer. It's so weird to call them old-timers. I mean, the Honky Tonk Man, Coco Beware, was weird. I was supposed to do something with the Iron Sheik right before his kitsch ride to fame. Like right before he was on Howard Stern. And then he wouldn't get out of the car. So probably that one. Oh, Greg Valentine. Dave said, I still refuse to believe you actually wrestle in your matches. Just all promos. This is pretty much this. You're watching a match right now. Val said, I've seen the beginning like 5 at the beginning. Is amazing. Shoot her. It's fantastic. Nell said, I like the expressive shoulders and hands there reading Val's comment about falling asleep. Tabby said, Airplane was based on 0 Hour, not an airport movie. I have to be jokey all the time because otherwise I'm just an insufferable pendant. Blue Meanie said, I actually fell asleep in the theater during The Matrix. I can see that. It gets too heady, and you're like, are we going to unplug? What are we doing? Where are we supposed to be going here? I don't feel bad. When I was a kid, I went with my cousin to see Aladdin. And he fell asleep. And I was so aghast that anyone could fall asleep during a movie. I think we were even sitting in the front row. I was just like, Dave said, is Jennifer Love Hewitt still a babe? I guess she wasn't on my list. After Madeline Kahn, I stopped writing people down. Ty said, I enjoy how you mutter motherfucker instead of just saying motherfucker. You can't, it's too gross when you do it like that. Bill, I lost other things. Bill said, I was licked by Luke down the aisle when I was a kid. It scarred me for life, and no, they don't smell like sardines. It was a work. Neil said, can you do Jeff? Yes, Jeff Goldblum impression. Life finds if the water will yes, very good. Yes, but no. Perhaps it could go this way. Perhaps it could go that way. Is that Jeff Goldblum? I'm trying. I don't know. The answer is I don't know. Right? I guess we'll figure it out. No, John Travolta. Andrea said, when I was a teenager, this is the Bushwacker tributes episode. When I was a teenager, the Bushwhackers played my high school gym, I guess with their band, and I was front row. They really wanted to lick me. So happy. Oh, Lord. Did I look? Are we reconnecting? Oh, Lord. We lost for a second, but I'm back. It was unstable, as am I. Andrea, that is so sweet, and that makes me so happy. Luke is a delightful fellow. Sabrina said, I hope Jurassic World 3 ends with the dinosaurs taking over the world, and then it will be called Planet of the Dinos. Bill said, airport or airport 2? Oh, airport. Not that hard. Steve said, hello, governor. Marvin said, fuck Jeff Goldblum. Nails is dying laughing. Marvin said, Pineapple Express, apropos of nothing. Nails said, I can't type, Bill. You made me laugh so much. Chris said, I fell asleep during Gilmore Girls. Fair enough. Dave said, what cereal would you want to do a commercial for? Rice Krispies? Frankenberry. I think there's like, that Count Chocula fucking sucks. And there was like a bunch of others. There was like the Boo Berry and the Frankenberry, whatever it was. And I think there was like a Wolfman or some shit. I want to do the lesser known horror themed cereals. I want to bring up their stock a little. Bill said, what was one thing you learned from a veteran in the ring that was some of the best advice ever? Well, slow down. That's literally it. That's what every vet says all the time, and it makes sense as I age. Now that I'm 62, I understand it. SN said, I'm guilty of falling asleep many times at the movie theater. Usually when I'm dragged to a movie I didn't want to watch. I will avoid those. Oh, Ty wants another Limerick, and she gonna get one. There was a young fellow named Paul who confessed, I have only one ball. But the size of my prick is God's dirtiest trick. For my girls always ask, is that all? A young man from the banks of the Po found his cock had elongated so that when he'd pee, it was not he, but only his neighbors who'd know. See, his dick was so large, you see. It was across the street. He'd have to pee what I assume to be in their toilet. Let's read this one too. There was a fat man from Rangoon. Oh no, I'm going to save this one till after. This one's funny. Carrie Silken is here, host of the delightful podcast Last Stop at Penn Station. Go listen to it if you like old New York. But if you know nothing about New York, because this New York doesn't exist anymore, it's some weird shit he's talking about, and he lived it, and it is fascinating, and it makes me jealous and also entertained. He said, Bushwacker Luke is a great guy as well as you. Well, that is incredibly sweet of you, Carrie. Luke is also, not a lot of people realize he was a booker too. He's a deceptively smart. I mean, I think the Bushwacker gimmick probably eclipses what people think of him. He's incredibly smart. Blue Meanie said, you owe us an extra 2 minutes for the delay, Mr. City. Oh my God, so mean. I'll think about it. Oh, Miss Meany said Fruit Brute. Thank you. So did Val. Thank you both. Nell said, hey, Lady Berry. Oh, I wonder if Jerry Lewis had a cereal. I'm still looking for the Jerry Lewis comic books. Ty said, a Wolfman or some shit. That's a perfect marketing tagline. Here's a cereal. It's got like a Wolfman or some shit. Enjoy. Stephen Tatum said, hey, RJ, happy to see a new video. Love you and Jessamine's videos. We'll be playing more Serious Sam tomorrow afternoon at 12:30, I believe. Is fun. She also likes it so much. And I don't have the stamina. She will play games for hours and hours and hours. Like 2 hours, and I gotta leave. I gotta shut everything and walk away. But she's so incredibly sad when we stop playing. And she does a wonderful impression of sad, serious Sam. Dave said, do you think it's incredibly lazy for cities and states to be named new? Well, it's like naming a dog after a relative who died. Like those people pretty much came from England. And they were like, we're never going back to York again. Old York, whatever the fuck it is. So let's pay homage, you know? Or England. What a fucking letdown New England is. This is the New England. Everyone, this is the one. We are sure. Look, it's so similar in spirit. Last top, Carrie said sheep herders booking Puerto Rico and Southwest, wrestling, as well as working with Jim Barnett. They really, 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 it's so hard to appreciate how long their history is and how many places and times it weaved through. They were incredibly talented. Stephen Tatum said, Jessamine is so cool. Sabrina said, it's been fun. Good night, everyone. Good night, Sabrina. Good luck to you. Tabby said, Jerry Lewis had a cereal, but it was too self-indulgent, so he had it locked into a vault until decades after his death. He donated the cereal to Congress. Ty said that freaking green spider. Fuck that noise. That's from Serious Sam. Naturally. Neil said, Sabrina, you lasted a long time. Well done. Good night. Bill said, love it when you play Phantasmophobia. I think it's Plasmophobia. And you get all freaked out and run out of the house. It's so hilarious. It is a weird game. Dave said, I bet it would be fun to time travel and wrestle terrible gimmicks from USWA. If you look hard enough on the indies, you'll run into the same people, which is the best. Marvin said, in my failed indie career, promoter once made us go long in a battle royal because slower is better. He thought that meant longer matches. As Honky Tonk Man said, if you have a 20-minute match planned and you can only go 5, he's like, just do the first 5 minutes and then go home. That makes sense. SM said, I live in New Mexico, and you'd be surprised how often people, 1, don't know it's a state, and 2, ask me if it's anything like old Mexico. Sometimes I just avoid it and say, I'm from Texas. Deep in the heart of Texas. See, New Mexico doesn't have that song. I'm on your side. Texas is the way to go here. Nail said, did your parents watch The Bump? My mother was telling people that I was doing a show with Ken Jeong. I had to explain that to her, which is a bit of a letdown. And I think she watched it. She didn't catch it live. My dad was like, I saw you did something. Because it's not, he's like, it's web shit. Like, I'm talking in the camp. Like, it's the same shit, right? It's not different to them. They don't know. It's like, I see it on my iPad and that's it. I see everything on my iPad. What's the difference? Marvin said, Honky made me get him a burger once. I handled Honky's merch once. I had to hold his little coin purse. Tabby said, this isn't a joke. I'd really like to see someone try to pull off an under the bottom rope battle royal. So would I. Nell said, you were funnier than Ken. That's why he was my opening act. Bill said, if you could team with a legend of the past, who would it be? I can see you with Nick Bockwinkel and Bobby Heenan managing. Now that would be a classy team. I want a team with Tugboat because I want to see him in person. I think that would be fun. I agree. I think Bockwinkel would be the top. Ooh, Dick Murdoch or Adrian Adonis. I would love to team with Adrian Adonis. That would be fantastic. Sean said, That's right now. You can tell people Ken Jeong opened for you. It's nothing new. Marvin said, yes. I put tugboat in your head. You're welcome. Toot toot to you, Marvin. Andrea said, I was asked to oversee a DJ Hyde's merch once. I didn't on purpose. It was the right decision, I assure you. Tabby said, sure, Ken Jeong is an actual medical doctor, but can he do a half-hearted tope suicida? Well, I have news for you, Tabby. I can't do either of those things. Ty with a wonderful, timely tugboat emoji. Another limerick, shall we? Let's get through these. I like these ones. There was a fat man from Rangoon. So it's fucking funny already. No matter what else happens, this is funny. There was a fat man from Rangoon whose prick was much like a balloon. He tried hard to ride her, and when finally inside her, she thought she was pregnant too soon. It was a big dick, I think, was what we're after here. One night in Rangoon. Steven said, any Halloween costume ideas you think of? No, because I don't think anybody's going to be doing shit. I'm going to be hanging out watching Vincent Price movies, and that's it. I dress up enough. Nell said, people in the insane... Oh, I missed this. Shit. People in the insane chat did actually say they wanted Ken to hurry up and get to the draft. I assume they meant all... They all meant RJ. Yeah, Ken meant a little long. Just wrap it up next time. Bill said the natural disasters were so impressive coming down to the ring together. Oh, and you'd have to get Adrian a kimono. I'd love to. The Kimono Brothers. Tabby said, Rangoon is my favorite spaghetti sauce. Blue Meanie said, I stole the Dick Murdoch Battle Royal spot where if no one would come to fight me, I would start beating myself up in the corner and try to eliminate myself. And it is a spot that needed to live on. And hopefully, before our time is through, we can find the right heir to that spot because it must continue on. Because they will be battle royals for decades after us. And people need to see that spot. Neil said Kimono Brothers is the new name for Eskimo Brothers, I'm sure. It's Bosom Buddies. And it's Alan Cummings. There was a young lady named Riddle who had an untouchable middle. She had many friends because of her ends. Since it isn't the middle, you diddle. That's cute. Marvin said, I hated Battle Royales. It's just moving around the ring, feeding for no reason. It is. You just kind of like, it's just very Kratz, clown car-ish. Oh, this one is about me. There was an old fellow named Skinner whose prick, his wife said, had grown thinner. Maybe this isn't about me. But still, by and large, it would always discharge once he could just get it in her. Okay, let's get. Okay, I'll edit this one. There was a young lady from Spain whose face was exceedingly plain, but her vag had a pucker that made the men fuck her again and again and again. That wasn't the best. Rangoon so far. Rangoon balloon barely rhymes, but I'll let it pass. Nail said, I'm going to examine Alan Cummings' dating life with Sean tomorrow morning. Good luck, everybody. Chris said, I make epic chicken Alfredo. I just want Rangoon. Bill said, Alan Cummings had the Charles Nelson Riley glasses to help with the gimmick. Yes, you have to look. Nail said, we agree there would be no more discharge limits. Hey, I didn't write them. I'm just reading the book, lady. Danny said, are you sure you want to claim that limerick? I'm like, nope. Ty said, everyone guard your sinks. Tabby said, I'm wondering how many people now think RJ wears real glasses. I think I exposed myself. Actually, I do. I will show these off. I think some people have seen them. I got those blue light glasses, but when I put them on, there's like a glare. Oh, look at, I'm so weird now. Look, oh, I just poked myself in the eye. See, you can't, I have to wear them like this. Like this. Or if I'm like this, but then I can't see anyone. Maybe if I'm like this, so good to see you. Let me read these comments and I'll get the hell out of here. RJ versus the genius Lanny Poffo in a debate would be fun. I'd love that. And he has watched Coffee and Underwear before. Timothy wants to know if I've changed my opinion on honey mustard. I've taken it into consideration. Marvin said, also one time in a battle royal, the local top guy was supposed to go over, get eliminated. The promoter yelled from the back, just get back in. I love that. Chris brought out the hand sanitizer. Nail said, does anyone drink when he does? We are syncopated in our hydration. Bill said, do you still have the thick Larry Bud Melman glasses? No, I don't, but I should get them. Limericks are weird, but I like them, said Andre. Ty said, it's so good to see you. One more, and we'll get the hell out of here. There was a young man from Stamboul who boasted so taughted a tool that each female crater explored by this satyr seemed almost unpleasantly cool. I don't know what the hell that means, but look at me. I got real glasses on now, and oh my, I've evolved into a human being. Sorry about the glare. I'll never wear them again. Goodbye, good night, and God bless.